Golf GTI TCR.
TCR stands for Touring Car Racing, which is what this car is built on. So the racing car has inspired this car, and there's a whole bunch of bits and pieces on this car that I'll show you now, which kind of model the racing car. But the question is, as the last hurrah to the GTI, is this the best GTI they made? So what the TCR has that the GTI doesn't is this additional front splitter that sits at the bottom, which comes straight off the racing car. This extra black side skirt down the side of the car, and this massive rear diffuser, which in my opinion makes the back of this car, which is the part you'll see most often, look absolutely incredible. So the TCR comes in 3 different colors. You've got pure white, pure gray, and tornado red. The pure gray is unique to the TCR though. What's also unique to the TCR and comes straight off the racing car are these decals. These decals can be deleted if you don't want them, but why buy the TCR and then delete the decals? Around the back, the other little thing that the TCR has that the normal GTI doesn't have is the sort of mini spoiler on top of the normal boot spoiler, which just gives it that little bit of extra detail. Unique to the TCR2 are these 19-inch fully blacked out Reifnitz wheels, which are actually really cool. They're actually optional extras, but one of the things Volkswagen in South Africa have done is brought in 300 units of the TCR and maxed out the spec on all of them. A couple of other really cool features on the outside of the TCR are these matte black mirrors, which I think look really epic. There's a red GTI badge over here. You've got the red insets across the lights here, the red strip on the bumper, and the red GTI badge over there. So this is the interior of the TCR, and as you can see, there's lots of sort of red stitching bits and red seat leathery bits. One of the cool features here is the Alcantara that they use on these seats, and the sort of red material over here with the GTI stitching over there. These seats are incredibly comfortable and really huggy when you're going quickly. And then in the center here, you've got the usual 7-inch display, which again, nothing new here that's not already in the Golf 7.5. Dual climate control over there. You have the red insets here on the gear lever. You also have the red stitching on the Alcantara leather gear gate, which is really nice. All your usual buttons on the left and the right. The steering wheel is really nice. It's got this red inset over here, which kind of centers the steering wheel. Again, a playback from the TCR and the racing car. Steering wheel, again, standard Golf 7.5. You've got your GTI badging over here, red stitching on the inside. The dash is completely digital, although it does seem to lack a couple of features. It's not as sort of full as the Golf 7 that I remember. But that's less of an issue because one of the things you do have here is that you have a lap timer. And if you have a TCR, you want a lap timer. And as I mentioned, there are only 300 of these that have been brought to South Africa. This one is number 299, and there is a sticker there reminding you that you have a special car. But the reason you're watching this video is because you want to know how this thing drives. So let's take it for a drive. So the TCR has a 2-liter engine. Surprise, surprise, because it is actually just a GTI. Produces 213 kilowatts and 318 Newton meters of torque, which is a lot. There are a couple of different modes, and when you put it in dynamic mode, it's actually a little bit lower than the standard GTI. The dampers drop the suspension. The throttle is just phenomenally responsive. Handling on this car is just beautiful. It's just so incredibly beautiful. The sound it makes is fantastic. You could put an aftermarket exhaust in here, make it a bit more shouty, but it's actually fine just the way it is. So obviously you got the DSG, the dual clutch 6-speed gearbox. Interestingly enough, in the UK you'll get the 7-speed, in South Africa we'll get the 6-speed. So don't shout at me in the comments and tell me I'm wrong. It's got launch control, which I'm not going to do here, but you get your lazy ass from 0 to 100 in about 5.6 seconds, which is a lot for this little pocket rocket. One of the things I noticed very quickly in driving this car, and it puts a smile on my face every time, one of the things I noticed really quickly in this car is that the stopping power is actually quite phenomenal. Like when you step on the brakes, especially if you lean on them, does that like blow off at the end of the gear change. When you try and stop this car, it stops really rapidly, and that's because this actually has the same brakes as the Golf R. So it's got better brakes than the normal GTI, which is just fantastic. That's what you want in a fast car, because you want the ability to stop in a hurry. If I throw anchors now to demonstrate that, my camera kit's going to be all over the place, so we won't be doing any of that. And to the hardcore manual fans, no, there is not a manual available, only this DSG, which is as it should be because it changes gears better than you can. Then there's the question of extras. Well, see, there aren't any extras on this car. They've all already been added. So the only options you can choose from are like, what color would you like it in? Would you like it in the pure white? In the pure grey, which is like quite similar to a Nardo grey, and I know that because I parked it next to a Nardo grey R8, and I was actually quite gobsmacked at how similar the color is. I actually want to tell you what optional extras have been added to this car. So here goes. You've got Climatronic air conditioning system. Check. Lights and vision package, including high beam control assist. It's called automatic high beams. Check. LED headlights with dynamic cornering light. Check. Cruise control. Check. Adaptive chassis control, including driving profile settings. Check. Park assist with distance control. Check. Composition media radio with USB app connect and voice control. Check. Active info display. Check. Panoramic sunroof. Check. 19-inch black Ravenets alloy wheels. Check. That all comes standard in this for 700k. I know it's almost Golf R money, but this is like a little more special. Like the chances of you bumping into somebody with another TCR is like 1 out of 300, right? And then there are other questions that come up in car reviews, like what is the fuel consumption like? And all I can tell you is that, well, it uses fuel because who cares? When you're driving a car like this, who cares about the fuel consumption? It's about 9, in case you were like really wondering. And that was with some vigorous driving. The minute you change the dampers and you set yourself up in comfort like that, everything just calms down a little bit. The ride is a little bit more pliable, steering is a bit lighter, and this becomes your average Golf, which you can drive around town every day of the week. Thanks for watching my review. I'd love it if you hit the subscribe button, maybe leave a like, and I'll see you in the next one.